She will play it because she's a crazy reviewer, gamer. Hopefully this song is shorter for you guys because she thinks the last one was too long, but she still is a crazy cat lady, you gamer. Hopefully this is the last one because like before, I don't like singing these songs.
Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational and entertainment purposes. Hi everybody, Martha here. So this will be my TV reviews I'll be doing. So I usually do. I usually do top 10s with these. That's why you don't see my face is I'll be standing up for a while. And so I'm sitting down for a while. Okay, so anyway, we're doing Clone World reviews right for the show starts back up again in February. For the occasion, I finished watching all the episodes. So my mind's recapped, and a lot of them I've not seen ever. So because I didn't really watch these shows back when this show launched. So yeah, so I was able to watch some. I didn't watch all of them, so I actually got to watch some of these. So yeah, so this show is about what basically during the Clone World. So it's between um um Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So I think this takes place over like 5 years ish. So yeah, because Ahsoka, the new character in this show, she's the one of the characters only in that's original to this show is Anakin's apprentice. Even though it's weird the fact that he is still apprentice, and yet he has an apprentice. What? And there's also Ventress, which is Dooku's apprentice, which is also a apprentice. So yeah, I don't understand this at all. So what? And there's always a power of two. So what? Okay. When it comes to Sith, so there's a bunch of the clones. So we talked about the clones, especially when we get to one of the episodes in here. So yeah, this is basically it. We get to and the people who are making the shows are fans of fans of Star Wars, and they make a lot of like Anakin actually likable. They make a lot of the characters and that we do not like, and we have a problem with, and the prequels actually likable, and they make the prequel make that part of the world actually likable because we get to spend more time with these guys and actually get to know them more than just 3 movies, and they actually give them personalities that we probably would like. So yeah, and so let's get started with number 10, which is the Revenge. And this is the episode where we see Darth Maul, and you guys are probably wondering, how is Darth Maul still alive? He was cut in half! Well, this episode explains how he got cut, or how he was saved. He got put on, he was like dropped in tar trash, and a spider absorbed him, where he had like a spirous body, and his mind's like warped, and his brother finds him after Ventress teaches him how to use a lightsaber and stuff like that. After Ventress got betrayed by Dooku, and she and he ends up finding him attached to a spider. Yeah, and he takes him back to the land where they come from, which is the Witch Sisters. place, and he gets a new body and stuff like that, and him and his brother go after um Obi-Wan. So that's episode. That's number 10. My number 9 is Rookies, which is about one of my 3 favorite characters be introduced. We got Rex, Topps, and Five, which are clones, and this is how them Rex are being trained, but this is how Topps and Fives are being trained to become clones, and how those guys get to being close and stuff like that. And these are basically the ones who end up working with Anakin. So, and later on, we find Topps and Fives are the ones who don't get to be part of don't get part of Order 66, because both of them get killed because Topps gets affected. He gets exposed to the Order 66 too early, and people and Fives is like wondering what the hell's going on, and he finds out basically there's a chip. So when you find out later, I like this episode a lot better because it's about them learning how to be clones and how they're going to do stuff like that, and how to serve the Jedi and stuff like that. And these two are 2 characters who we get to get close together, and they don't even get to make it to the New Hope because they do too much. Because they found if they were able to tell anybody about it, they would ruin Order 66. So those guys don't get to make it on in further that, but it's nice to see how they would start out and how stuff like that. So I think that's my number 9. So number 8 is an episode I have a hard time pronouncing. Hollow. Right. Heishin, which is the first episode that has Cass Bane, which is a bounty hunter who's only to this show, and he's kind of like a cowboy one because he even has a cowboy hat. His accent's really weird. It's like really deep and stuff like that. He's a blue alien, and he kind of, I think he basically helps Boba Fett become Boba Fett, but not in this episode. This is his first episode, and he tries to steal something. And the synopsis says, Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan must stop Cap Bane from escaping with a vulnerable Jedi artifact. So, yeah, I think he gets caught. No, this one. So I didn't like this character. So, yeah, he's very mysterious. So, yeah. So that's my number 8. My number 7 is the Mandalorian plot. So this is an episode where we get to meet Obi-Wan's old flame, and which is like the queen of the Mandalorians, which is the ones that Mando ends up being part of later on. And he's not in this show because he's not even thought of yet, but if he's there, he's a little bitty kid. So yeah. And she ends up being thwarted by her advisor, by the guy who wants to be selling stuff on the black market, and she just finds out about him and they have to stop him. So it's kind of cool that we get to learn that even Obi-Wan, the one who is one of the ones that actually is loyal to being a Jedi. I mean, he has people he loves and would end up betraying the Jedi Order for, just like Anakin ends up doing later on. But unlike Anakin, he does not go through with it because he actually knows better. So yeah. So that's my number. That's my number 7. My number 6 is Death Trap, which is the episode where we get to see Boba Fett again, and he's trying to get into see how he can get beat Qui-Gon like, Master Windu, because since Windu is the one that killed his dad, and he wants to get revenge on him, so he has to pretend to be a clone, be one of the new one of the trainees for the clones, so he can go and talk to Master Windu, and then try to kill him, and then he gets put into jail and stuff like that. Poor Boba Fett, even when he's a kid, he fails at stuff. And this is when he also ends up eventually meeting his people who helped train him how to be Boba Fett, and that is a bunch of people in jail later on. So yeah, so that's my number 6. My number 5 is Deception, which is when Obi-Wan is pretending to be dead, but so he can go and pretend to be a criminal, which is the one who kills him, so he can figure out what a lot of bounty hunters are up to for pretending to be one, and they're trying to capture the Chancellor for some reason, but mostly I think it's mostly for them for Palpatine to keep on playing ruse that, oh yeah, keep on believing I'm a good guy, ha 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 ha. Yeah, so, and I just like the fact that Obi-Wan gets to pretend to be a bad guy for a little while, and we get to see him how he has a different voice, probably a different voice actor for a little while, even though it's not because they had to do the voice actor for the voice for the character he's being. And we also, like I said, we get to see Cap Bane here too, and we get to a lot of them. We get to see how a lot of other bounty hunters, how they work and stuff like that. And so yeah, and poor Anakin and Ahsoka get fooled and thinking that Obi-Wan's dead. So yeah, so that's my number 5. My number 4 is Masquerade, which is when we get to see the Wiz sisters face off against Grievance, and they couldn't die, and the only one we get to see get away is Ventress. Even the mother dies, even though we still see her be a ghost and stuff like that. Like, what? Later on in the show, I'm like, okay. And her voice is really weird. It's like really deep and a regular voice put together. It's like really weird voice. So yeah, and basically with the part, kind of, even though it's kind of creepy, we get to see like the death come back from the dead and attack Grievous, and yeah, even he's having a hard time dealing with that, and so Ventress has to be on her own and be a bounty hunter, and last time we see her is when she's helping Ahsoka. We'll explain that later on. So yeah, so that's my number 5. Number 4. My number 3 is Revival, which is when we get to see Darth Maul face against Obi-Wan again, and Obi-Wan has to deal with the fact that he's facing the guy who's killed his They killed his master, and we get to see Obi-Wan fight against his dark side, not wanting to kill and stuff like that. And he tries to make Maul understands that he understands him because he's been to on the world that made him into what he is and where his homeland was. And nope, Darth Maul does not want to have Obi-Wan inside his head. He wants to have him inside his head. So yeah. So and they almost get beat. They almost get beat because the last part of the episode is them floating off in space, and Obi-Wan has to ends up losing one of his friends by Darth Maul, and he has to team up with pirates who were working with Darth Maul because one of the people who are like a pirate person, leader of the pirates, that guy is always betraying the Jedi. He has to work together with him so he can get his beat Maul. So yeah, so that's my number 3. Number 2, these last two numbers have like but to join one. So this one's we get to meet it back up again with Darth Maul, and it's the 3 episodes between those. So it's basically Amarizer, that episode, and the one that this one ends with is Lawless. So it's about Darth Maul teaming up with the bad Mandalorians, the ones who wear the armor, and this is when we get to see the Dark Saber again. So yeah, the Dark Saber for the first time actually, and they end up teaming together in order to take over Mandalorian and take over the Queen and put her in jail and have Obi-Wan come and save her. And so for a while, Mandalorian was being controlled by Maul for a while, and it doesn't stop until Sidious gets pissed and the fact that he has to go down there and get Maul from stop ruining stuff for him, and like teach like, okay, bad kid, go and sit in the corner for a while until I need you. So because he doesn't kill Maul, he kills his brother, but he says, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna keep gonna keep you for my own purposes. So he thought he was dead. So that's the reason why he went and got Count Dooku to replace him, because he thought he was dead. So yeah. And I liked learning about that there's bad Mandalorians and there's good Mandalorians. So yeah. So number 1, my number 1 is, like I said, this one is this one's a tie, because this one's the Wrong Jedi and the Sacrifice. So the Wrong Jedi is when we get to learn about when Ahsoka leaves the show and has to go off and learn, should she be a Jedi or should she not be a Jedi, because she was being framed for causing a massacre and killing the person that she hired that they think she hired, so she can get away with she can get away with it. But it turns out to be one of the other princesses that did this, and she was just being framed by her, and even everybody was against her, and the only one who was somewhat on her side was Anakin, because Anakin kept on like trying to find her and make her appear in court, even though she did not do any of this stuff, and he went to go and get find out who really did this. So she did not like the fact that everybody was against her, so she did not want to be part of the Jedi crew again at all. So yeah. So, and also the one that's also my number 1 is Sacrifice, which is the last episode, and this is about Yoda trying to learn how to have a Force ghost. And this one I like because Mark Campbell, the one who plays Luke, is in this episode. He's playing Master Darth Bane. Yeah, we got another Bane here, which is one of the guys from Legacy, which are books that are no longer canon, but a lot of the characters from that world come from those books, and they're now canon. That character's now canon, not what happened to them now. It's confusing, but they made it to where those characters are canon again, and this is cool. The fact that they got him to play him, and that was really cool because I love the voice. It was creepy. This whole entire thing was creepy because those dumb people wearing masks, not moving their mouths. I hate when they do that. When they have characters to make voices, but their mouths are not moving. And it's like, okay, I don't. It's weird. So yeah, and Dark Sidious decides to make him and Count Dooku decide to do something silly and trying to make a move on to make on Yoda evil, which we know Yoda would never be evil. And Yoda was also trying to figure out what the future, but he knows a lot of bad things are going to happen in the future thanks to this. And we got to see Qui-Gon again, since Qui-Gon is kind of a Force ghost, kind of not, because we don't see when Qui-Gon, we hear Qui-Gon's voice, he's just basically Fireflies. So yeah, so I don't think he conceded with this. This is weird, the fact that we don't get to see his body or his meditation, whatever. So yeah, so that's my numbers, and this show is really good. I don't know what I would give the this whole entire show, but there are some episodes that they're not really that good. So like the Jar Jar ones, just don't watch those ones. So yeah. So bye bye guys, like, favorite, and